Let's go get that money.
Alright everybody, welcome to the Dice Show. How we doing?
Hey everybody, Gamblin Granny and Dice here. We have a special guest with us today. We actually have Matt Bridger with us. We're going to do a little interview here with him. First of all, we want to thank you so much for taking time out to come and sit here with us. We know you're a busy, busy man.
Well, Vegas is always busy, you know, and but I love you guys, so
thank you.
Why not?
All right, cheers,
and you've been asking this interview thing for ages, ever since I did the Richard one, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, well, I just want to say to Matt, let's put another shrimp on the barbie, Matt. Can we? Bloody right.
Does he know that I'm from London or Auckland or something?
I don't know. I don't know, Matt. You know, it's hard telling with him.
These accents mess me up anyway. I don't know.
So first of all, Dice and I have a lot of questions for you. So we're just gonna
go for it.
We're just gonna go right for it. So we would like to know:
boxers, briefs, or commando? How do you roll?
Commando.
Wow! You heard it here.
Let's get straight to the question.
All right, commando. All
you heard it here first on the Gamblin Granny channel. I'm going commando.
Too much information.
I'm going commando first thing tomorrow morning.
So when did you first start YouTube?
2014.
Okay.
The dark days of 2014. And I only did it, I didn't do it really because of YouTube as a thing. It was a friend of mine, Colin, who came on a trip with me later on. At that point, he didn't ever think he was going to be able to come to Vegas because he didn't have the funds to do it. So he said to me one trip, he said, I know you always go, will you film a few slots, show me a few sites, just so that I can see what it's like? And I said, yeah, I can do that. And he said, oh, why don't you just put it on YouTube? I didn't know anything about YouTube. So I set it up and did it literally to show him what Vegas was like.
Okay.
And also I used to be on the TripAdvisor forum, and everyone used to do like written trip reports on there. And I thought it would be quite fun to do in this digital age, to do something with actual images rather than just typing.
So you are like a TripAdvisor advisor?
No, the website, TripAdvisor.
Right.
They got a Vegas forum, and I was always on that.
Forum, okay.
Yeah. But people did trip reports where they just literally wrote a summary of their day. So I started posting on there my videos. It was like a video trip report as opposed to a handwritten one.
Okay.
And so it was part the fact I was filming for my mate.
Okay.
And that was, I say, 2014, and from then on I've done it every time I've been. I've not missed one. I think I've done something like 29 series now.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy.
I know Dice and I started watching you probably back in 2016, 2017.
Probably, yeah, around there.
That's when we discovered you on YouTube.
Oh, you were the first Vegas vlogger I discovered. And I was like, Gigi, you got to check this guy out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't really many of us doing it back then, really. I mean, I used to watch Diana Avoni slot videos. And again, I looked at her videos. I thought, you're in Vegas, just show a bit of Vegas as well, and that would be perfect. So again, I thought, right, let's do a few of the bonuses and then show the city as well.
Right.
Because I'm interested in the city as much as I am the gambling. So that was another reason I did it, because that's what I wanted to see.
Okay.
Well, your vlog videos to me seemed very professionally put together. Back when we first started watching, when you first started, how was your video? What was the first thing you started vlogging?
Well, the day after I arrived in 2014, the High Roller opened.
High Roller?
So that was the big news item of the day.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, my vlogs then, I think one of them was like 2.5 minutes long. I mean, there wasn't much. I mean, I went to see Elton John at Caesars, I remember, in that series. Obviously, I didn't ride the High Roller because everyone was queuing for it, but I went to see it and showed that on the opening day. I stayed at Rio and Plaza during that trip, and really just showing the bonuses as I do now. The format really has never changed.
Okay.
I always come here to gamble.
Right.
And I like showing people whether I'm up, down, and just being brutally honest about it, really.
Okay.
So that's,
well, now the quality of the videos, do you feel? I mean, obviously everybody tries to up their game.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's improved. A, because I'm better at doing it than I used to be. B, because I've had various people help me with music and the graphics and the intro, and so I didn't have an intro to start with or anything like that. It was just the clips spliced together. So I think you sort of get more comfortable with the technology. I still do everything on this.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I don't have any tripods, gimbals, anything. But I try and make it as professional as it can be using a phone.
Okay.
But the most important thing for me is to post while I'm here. Because obviously back then there wasn't any live streaming, so really my videos, bear in mind you had the day, following day, it was as close to live as you could get back then. So that was, again, people feel like they're with you because you're on the trip while you're posting the trip.
Right.
I think that's, for me anyway, it's the way I prefer to do it.
Well, with you being, out of country, and when you come here, that's what you are wanting to do, is get your content out there as soon as possible.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I understand that. It's kind of different for us because we just kind of get our content out there when we can.
Yeah.
Oh, we kind of gather it and then.
There's
put it out.
no right or wrong way of doing it. It's just I think I would lose interest if I waited till I got home.
But so your vlogs are almost real time.
It is really.
I mean, literally like the day after you've done something, it's posted.
Yeah, I mean today, for example, when I finished chatting to you guys, I'll go back to Bellagio and edit yesterday's and get it uploaded to go out tomorrow. So, it's as near to live as you're going to get, really.
Okay.
And I think people like that aspect
Yeah,
of
they
it.
do.
Wow.
Yeah, they look forward to watching the series that you do.
Yeah.
And I know we enjoy that. And now I'm kind of gonna fast forward here a little bit because you just did your Bridger Across America.
Oh yeah, that's.
And of course we were fortunate enough to meet you in St. Louis.
One of my favourite nights.
And we really looked
great turnout.
It was amazing.
Yeah, nice casino. What was it? What was it? The Horseshoe.
The Horseshoe.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, the Horseshoe.
Yeah.
Yes.
It had just been rebranded.
Yes.
From
Yeah.
Hotel Lumiere. Or something.
Lumiere.
Yes,
Yeah.
what it was. Yes.
Yeah. But I love St. Louis. I loved the Arch. I loved the Budweiser factory. Obviously.
Oh, of course.
Hashtag Budweiser. We're expecting a case of beer.
I pretty much keep them in business, I think. But so yeah, I couldn't go there and not go to the museum and
you did the full Budweiser tour.
Yeah,
and all that?
yeah, all of that.
Oh,
so,
cool.
It was a great day. I loved meeting you guys. Loved the whole city, really. So I think there's certain nights that stand out, and that was definitely one of them. But the whole trip really has been in my head probably for 25 years, because I always knew 2023 was my retirement year as such. And even before I was with Suzanne, who I've been with for 15 years, it was always 2023, you're going to go from east to west coast and drive. Now, obviously, I didn't know I was going to vlog it at the time. I didn't know Jules would come with me on the whole thing either.
Who we've got down, Jules was fantastic.
Yeah, I was going to lead
nice
in. I was going to lead into Jules because he was just. I'm so glad we got to meet him.
Yeah, we'll post a picture when we're doing this interview. It'll be a picture of Jules, and then.
I mean, I think looking back at it now, I don't think I could have done it without him. I didn't know America well enough to really plan it like he planned it. I mean, he was absolutely nailed the planning. I mean, he worked out that we would do 103 hours driving, and we did 106.
Wow!
So in 3 weeks, we were only 3 hours over time.
That's pretty close.
I mean, that's pretty good. And when I shared the itinerary of where we were going, the vast majority of people said, "You don't know what you're doing. It's too aggressive schedule. You'll never keep to it. Do you not understand what the traffic's like in America?" And we ended up, and again, a lot of this was because we would always start at 7 o'clock, whether I rolled into bed at 5 o'clock or whatever. I would set the alarm. We would get up. We would meet each other at 7, and we'd be on the road, and we were gone. And if you're going to do something like that, you have to be religiously dedicated to the time scale, But it was immense, and he did a fantastic job.
Well, cool.
Very nice.
Okay, so the next thing I want to ask is, what was your favorite part about that whole trip?
Like your favorite stop, favorite state, favorite city?
Well, the favourite part, without to answer the first part of the question, was just the volume of people that came out and said hello.
The amount of support.
The amount of support was truly heartwarming, and that's not putting an exaggeration on it. It's literally pretty much everywhere. Anything between 5 and 50 people turned up. It was quite unbelievable, and just to hear from people in their own backyard that that maybe the videos have helped them through COVID or through a personal downtime in someone's life or whatever. It's just holiday videos, but it means something to people, and I was truly humbled by that.
Okay.
And in terms of the actual cities, I guess places I really wanted to see, probably having done it, is still my favourite night. So Atlantic City, I was really keen to go to. I heard so many things about it, most of them negative, and it exceeded my expectations to the point where I'm certainly going to go back. I always wanted to see Niagara Falls, so that was another one. I really enjoyed St. Louis for the reasons I've already said. Biloxi was great. and New Orleans was probably the one place Suzanne wants to go.
Okay.
So I was almost like checking it out for her, really. So we're going to go back.
That's awesome.
In a year or two.
That is awesome.
So yeah, it was just a wonderful trip.
So did like New Orleans exceed your expectations when you thought?
It was actually exactly how I thought it would be from what I've seen, just in online or whatever. It looked, it just, you know, I loved all the music on Bourbon Street, and the architecture of the buildings was as you imagined it. And Suzanne always wants to go for Mardi Gras, so we're going to go for Mardi Gras.
That'll be great.
I think not next year, the year after, she says. So,
that'll be great.
But it was just, everything was just wonderful. And I think I had alligator meat as well.
Yeah?
Which was a bit weird, but that was fun.
Well, that brings me into food. So let's just go with the worst thing you had on the American food. What was the worst thing you had
the worst
didn't like?
Grits.
Grits.
Now, grits.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Melba. He hates grits.
Yeah, I'd never heard of grits before, if I'm honest. But it just didn't taste of anything.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people have said to me you should put butter and salt on it, but to me it almost should have been a sweet dish, not a savoury.
Give me some sugar. Give me some honey. Get
It was almost like a porridge type thing.
Yeah.
It's but like, without the taste of porridge, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's like paste.
Now I think on that you had a Dairy Queen.
Yes,
a Blizzard.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Okay,
very much.
What flavor did you have?
It was I think it was a peanut butter cup thing.
Okay. All right.
It was delicious.
And there's no Dairy Queens in Australia.
No, none in Australia or in London. No, there isn't.
All right. Okay. So ice cream.
Well, we have a Dairy Queen in our town that we live in.
Oh, we eat there every night almost. Yeah.
Yeah, we eat Dairy Queen a lot.
Okay, so
no, there was one other dish actually.
Okay.
And this was in Atlantic City when we first arrived. I looked at the breakfast menu and it was chicken and waffles. Right.
Okay.
And I thought that's a bit weird. Why would you have chicken with waffles with a whole load of?
It's a thing out
sweet,
here too.
Sweet stuff over it. And Jules said, "Oh yeah, is it a southern dish? Is it?" Or?
Well, we have it.
I don't know.
We have it in Central Illinois.
Yeah, it's just kind of just one of those things. I know it's out here.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Anyway, that was one where I thought the combination seems odd, but when I tried it, I really liked it.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, that was a positive reaction to it.
So then, out of all the states, it could be like a 5-star meal or just a lunch meal. But what was your favorite type of food in America?
Well, actually, my favourite thing was probably a McDonald's McGriddle.
Okay.
But Jules will laugh if he's watching this because we used to start most days off with a McDonald's McGriddle. And it was the you know, the sweet bun thing.
Yes.
With the sausage and egg.
Oh yeah.
Literally, and I had one the other day. The first thing I did when I was hungry, I thought, right, let's go to McDonald's and have a McGriddle because we don't get that in the UK.
Okay.
The McDonald's breakfasts in the UK are absolutely terrible. I never go in there at breakfast time.
Really?
But here they are so much better.
I'll be darned.
Fair enough.
That's crazy. So now I'm going to lead into Vegas.
Yeah.
We're going to get into the whole Vegas spiel now. So, what is your favorite part about coming to Vegas?
Just the escapism, really. The fact that you don't think about the time. It's so, particularly because of the distance I come. It's so far away from your
real world.
Yes, okay. You just sort of immerse yourself in this crazy, unrealistic lifestyle where you wander around with hundreds of dollars in your pocket,
24/7,
not really caring whether you spend it or whatever.
Right.
And there's no rules.
You go walk the streets with an open beer.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I do that in London anyway. We don't. Yeah, it's just not a problem. But
in London.
Yeah, it's not a problem. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
okay.
There's no. You haven't got to put it in a bag or anything like that. No, it's fine. But yeah, the whole. And yeah, when I was working in my previous role in banking, it was the stress reliever.
Okay.
You know, coming here, even solo, and focusing on doing the videos or whatever, and having a week away from all of that, and because there's no clocks or whatever.
Right.
You know, it's that, and I've always loved slot machines.
Is that what originally drew you to Vegas then, when you started vlogging Vegas?
Yeah, I mean, I've been coming to Vegas for 15 years before I started vlogging. So
okay.
I was by that time I was well versed in the city.
Sure.
But there's just nowhere like it for sort of being able to switch off from your responsibilities as an adult.
Right.
That's probably the best way to
Yeah,
describe it.
I agree.
I've just phoned Suzanne today, and you know, she's dealing with 2 Basset hounds that are throwing up constantly, and then there's me here drinking Budweiser.
Oh, sorry to hear that, love.
And it's like,
Suzanne, sorry to hear that, love.
and I, for once, I did actually feel very guilty. It's like, oh my God, Suzanne, you poor thing. And you're literally there, and the hounds have eaten something that doesn't agree with them.
Oh, no.
And there's me just living it up in
You're
Vegas.
just having a blast, you know. That's funny.
Anyway.
So, I know you like to stay at several different properties when
Yes.
you're out here. So, but what is your favorite one?
Where's your go-to?
I honestly can't really say. I think I like variety. So if I've stayed somewhere the previous trip, I wouldn't stay there. Apart from the Plaza, where I get treated very well, I like to mix it up.
Okay.
I suppose Plaza is the one that's like home.
Okay.
Okay.
And certainly over the last, well, probably 5 years, that's been my #1. If I'm going to stay anywhere downtown, it's going to be there.
All right.
I know everyone there, Jonathan, everybody. And as soon as I walk in the place, I'm just made to feel welcome, and you know, there's never any issue with filming. I got permission very early,
Right.
So probably and I think the casino's massively improved from how it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And a bit like here at El Cortez,
Yes.
they've taken an aging property that was pretty run down when I first started going in there, and have really ramped it up.
Yes.
And exactly the same as here. They've done a fantastic job.
The whole
as well.
Fremont experience, I think, they have really ramped up in the last 10 years.
Oh, they have.
Yeah.
I mean, we stayed down here. Suzanne's first trip was 2010.
Okay.
And we stayed in the Rush Tower at Golden Nugget.
Okay.
And at that point, I wouldn't have taken them anywhere other than Golden Nugget, because pretty much everywhere else was a bit run down.
Right.
When Downtown Grand hadn't opened, it was still being renovated from Lady Luck. This place was, you know, was rough. Plaza was closed for refurbishment. But from there to now, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Really,
it
really,
is.
really impressive.
It is. Okay, so restaurants.
Restaurants.
Let's lead into that.
Yeah, I mean, my favourite restaurant is probably Oscars.
Okay.
I've always gone in there ever since they opened it. Well, that used to be Firefly before, but I can't remember what year it was when it changed to Oscars. But ever since then, I just like the old school vibe in there.
Okay.
I like the fact that it used to be the swimming pool.
The swimming pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you walk in, you can sort of imagine it.
Yeah.
And you obviously see all the other photos of it.
Google the old plaza, guys. I mean, Oscars was a swimming pool.
Yeah.
Right there on it's what's called Main Street. I think isn't Plaza #1 Main Street or something like that?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah. So what's your go-to meal at the Oscars?
Probably prime rib or something.
Okay.
Yeah. And I also like the Top of the World restaurant at Stratford. That's one I've gone as much for the view as anything.
Yeah.
But that's a spectacular view.
Yeah, it is.
Somewhat spoiled with Fountainblue recently, just being like almost like a shadow on the strip. And now that's open, it's going to open it up for a great view.
We're actually going to Oscars for the first time this Sunday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we've never been there.
Oh, you'll love it.
So we're looking forward to going.
I
So
might have to try. Is it on the menu?
The cream corn, if you like sweet corn.
Okay.
The cream corn is to die for.
And
the Brussels sprouts are fantastic. They're like they do it in a special way.
Okay.
You're not keen on them,
I hear the mashed potatoes.
Mashed potato, fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll order the Matt Bridger prime rib. I'm sure it's on the menu.
And they do some specials there, depending on what the situation is. But the waiter staff are wonderful as well.
Okay.
Really, real old school Vegas. You just feel like you're back in the day.
That's what we love about the El Cortez, and really all downtown. I mean, they are trying to ramp it up, but yet keep it back in the old school.
Keep it still old school.
Yeah.
So,
awesome.
And there's not enough of that anywhere else.
No, there's not. No, there is.
You just have to see what they're doing with the Formula One construction.
Oh, I know.
I mean, we feel like the strip, especially the properties on the strip, you're just a number.
Yeah.
You're not a name. Here at the El Cortez, we walk in and the doorman, Tony, greets you and knows your name.
100%. Yeah.
I mean,
that is the difference.
And you're probably getting the same thing at the plaza.
Yeah, and this is the thing, I think, they always used to say, back in the day in Vegas, all around Vegas, people did know your first name, and and they treated you like a human being. And literally, I've just checked into Bellagio, and they're very polite and everything, but do they care about me or what my experience there is really going to be like? No, they couldn't care less.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could press a button and get my key card and then press a button and check out, well, you can, really.
Yeah.
They would be happy never to speak to me.
Yeah.
Whereas that doesn't happen down here, does it?
Yeah.
No, it's a handshake. I mean, I mean, the mob used to take care of their people.
Yeah.
Back in Vegas built, the mob built Vegas.
Yep.
And they're not that it's run by the mob now.
No, but the principle's the same.
Yeah, but it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Treat your people good and they'll come back.
Yeah, it is.
You know, and that's why we keep coming back. And that's why you keep returning to the flag.
But it is, and the loyalty, it does work both ways. And I think, because they're so nice to me and really go out their way to make an effort. And it's not just because of the YouTube thing. I mean, that's an element of it. But they really, they care. They genuinely, you only have to listen to their podcast and they care about the customer experience.
That's true.
And that means, if I want to give my custom to somewhere, that's how you want to feel. And I'm sure if I stayed here, it would be the same. I get the same sort of vibe here.
They would know you real quick.
Well, if you ever come here, all you got to do is say, I'm friends with Gamblin.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just drop your name in and I'll be good.
Or Dice.
He counts a little bit.
Yeah, I'm recognized all the time.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you one last question, and then I think we're going to go play some slots.
Yeah,
play some slots.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm up for that.
So, your next trip, do you have it planned yet?
Not yet. Well, it depends. I'm very much one that takes one trip at a time.
Okay.
I never book a flight for one. I'll get home, I'll count the money if there is any left, and then I'll decide, right, how did the gambling go? What's the budget looking like? I'm thinking maybe Fountain View opening.
Okay.
Oh.
That's if the gambling goes well this next week. If not, it will be next year for my 10th YouTube anniversary.
Okay.
10 years on YouTube.
10 years in 2024, yeah.
Well, it'll be 4 for us in March.
Yeah.
It's amazing how quick it goes.
Yeah.
Honestly, incredible.
It goes fast. It really does. It just flies by, and
I mean, this year, I can't believe we're at the end of this year. Because I was looking forward to the Cross America thing so much, and already it's come and gone. And
I know.
We're now in autumn, and then it'll be Christmas, and then we start all over again.
Is that Dice?
What? Hey! Hi, how are you?
Man, what's going on, man?
I got fans.
You got fans.
I got fans.
I thought he was coming over here to say hi to Matt and I.
Oh,
She looks kind of familiar, but
Do you know me or not?
Sure does.
You don't know me, though.
He's from Australia.
I'm Australian.
You got the accent from Australia,
Oh,
for sure.
that's funny.
I get recognized wherever I go, guys. It's hard to do. But we're going to get ready to play some slots.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Well, Matt, we thank you very much for hanging out with us
pleasure.
And maybe we can go get that money.
Yes. Let's go get that money, Bridger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go get a fucking can pay.
Can I just say, I'm very disappointed. I'm not at GRANNYFEST on Friday. If there was any way I could make it work, I've got other commitments, unfortunately, but I'm going to really try for 2024.
It'll happen.
That would be awesome if you could.
Bigger and bigger. Now, before we leave, could you just do me one favor?
Yeah.
And in James Bond style, say Bridger, Matt Bridger.
Bridger, Matt Bridger.
There you go.
Cheers.
Can you say Octopusy?
Octopus.
It's a James Bond movie.
Oh,
it's
Lord.
not nasty. It's a James Bond movie. Look it up.
Roger Moore. My James Bond that was.
And for you guys that don't know, that is Bridger's, what is your, when we play slots, what is it we want to go get?
A fucking hamper.
That's right.
There you go, guys. All right, we'll see you at the slot
All
machines.
right, we'll see you at the slots.
Cheers, everyone.
All right, guys.
Yeah, it was cool.
Beautiful.
Stay tuned for part 2, Slots with Bridger.